All right, you see it counting down? We're live. We're live, baby. Today's podcast is unofficially sponsored by Jungsik Korean restaurant. Choyin.
Damn, that is racist as hell.
Dude, no, it's not.
What's going on, Jay?
Not much, dude. Do you speak Korean at all? You didn't just pick up what I said, did you?
Hell no. That was nowhere near Korean.
Dude, yeah, what?
What the fuck that was.
Choyin? That means good.
Oh, man, you butchered the shit out of that, man. I don't even speak that much Korean. That's crazy.
it's literally one word, dude.
Yeah. You went on Google Translate.
Hell yeah, I did.
You always butcher that shit.
And Google Translate is so bad. When I went to Japan, I was using that for a couple of phrases, and everyone's just like, "What the fuck are you saying, man?"
Yeah, they're probably like, "Oh god,
gonna get yourself killed." Harry, what's going on, man? Long time no talk, my brother.
I know, it's been busy, man.
Yeah.
Just got back from California, so that was pretty wild.
Yeah, what were you doing out there?
Well, there was like a natural expo, so I went out there to represent my company. I work for Now Food, so every year they host pretty much a nationwide convention. It's open to the public. Most food companies show up and they show their latest concepts, trends, stuff like that.
What's it trending? What are we seeing in the food industry?
Second time visiting, and it's a lot of health related products, right? I mean, I think as a result of COVID, you're seeing a huge kind of following when it comes to better for you products, a lot of plant-based products, stuff like that. When I was there, they were really into these beverages like nootropics, mushroom-based, energy drinks, stuff like that. It's really becoming like a mainstream right now.
What are your thoughts on nootropics?
Nootropics, I think, is an amazing supplement to your diet. I mean, it's great for your brain function. I don't think a lot of people know too much about nootropics, but there are a lot of products coming out that's utilizing these types of nootropics that are really good for your mental health. Especially in a time like this, I think it's important, right?
For sure.
A lot of great people out there.
I mean, yeah, now is definitely a good time, but I think it's always good to be working on your brain. I mean, dude, you gotta have mental clarity and to know who you are, like, at all times, because you have to live with yourself 24/7. Like, you don't get away from yourself. That's what you live with. You're in there all day, every day, every minute. But the thing with nootropics is, I've taken nootropics, but I've also taken psychedelics. So that's where there's like this thing there, I guess, because I completely notice on a different level, obviously, when I microdose psilocybin. Like, that to me is the ultimate nootropic. And then I'm expecting like that result when I take an over-the-counter nootropic, and it doesn't even come close to that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even know if psilocybin is considered a nootropic, right? But I guess it can be, right? Anything that supports brain function is considered nootropic.
Yeah, I think
psilocybin. Absolutely, and I think it's a great thing. There's been a lot of study done on nootropics, and especially psilocybin. It's supposed to help people with depression and anxiety. So
yeah, there's new studies that actually just came out about so microdosing doesn't really help too much with depression. You need to like fully trip like 2.5 grams to 5 grams, and they're saying that if you do it twice, obviously it's not a set number for everybody, everyone's going to be different, but that seems to be the key to get out of a depression, is 2 trips Like
Really?
some heavy trips, yeah. But and also a big part of that is you have to go sightless and have music, so you can actually like
Really?
get introspect. Yeah, so putting a blindfold over and putting your headphones on, listening to music, and just like see what the fuck's going on, man. Because you can't avoid the questions and the answers that pop up. Like it's going to be there. There's no way around it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, it's pretty crazy because I've taken psilocybin before, and my experience has always been positive. But I really think it depends on how you go into this state of mind, right?
Oh, dude, for
if you
sure.
Are, yeah, but I would say when you microdose, it's a lot better, obviously, if it's your first time because you're not fully going wild and the walls are freaking melting and you're freaking out. Speaking of which, I remember the first time I took gummies, right?
Oh,
and
different thing, man. Different drug than weed, right?
Well, absolutely. The way it digests in your system, it's supposed to be a lot more potent than if you were to smoke it.
It's legitimately a different drug when you eat it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So your first time, you're like, I'm just gonna pop one gummy, and then you kind of wait for 30 minutes. You're like, I don't feel anything.
I got ripped off.
You take another one. Yeah, you're like, I don't feel anything. You take another one, right? Then you wait. You're like, I don't feel anything yet, man. So I take another one.
Oh, no, dude, no.
No, I'm serious. I took like 4 or 5. I forgot what milligrams they were, but you're supposed to take like half.
Yeah, dude. You're
So I thought,
hide and go seek in another dimension.
Right, and I had never taken gummies before. This was like my first time.
You're out of your
And
fucking
I
mind.
was tripping. Like, it was so bad.
Yeah.
Oh, it was not a good trip.
Straight
but,
fear.
going... yeah, man, it was ridiculous. If you want to talk about, like... Like, I really thought the world was ending. Like, I was like, oh my God, we gotta call the ambulance. I'm dying.
You know how people say you need to have, like, a near-death experience to, like, appreciate life more? Just fucking pop 2 of those things. Just pop 2 edibles. You'll have that experience.
Yeah.
You'll appreciate life. You'll appreciate being sober for a little bit.
Exactly, right?
Fuck, man.
Yeah, no, but going back to psilocybin, because this is a really interesting topic, you know?
Yeah.
Like, from my experience, I think it's a very positive effect because, the everyday stress of just kind of waking up, going to work, we get into these habits of just this everyday kind of grind, right? The rat race for a lot of us, right? Middle class Americans, and so we get into this kind of habit of just going through the motions, and you got these stressors that kind of weigh you down, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, and a lot of people react to that differently. Some people are just, they're just, they wear their emotions on their sleeves, and it really affects how they think. And when I take psilocybin, it's almost like it peels the layers off, right?
Yeah.
So you're able to reflect on who you are as a person. Oh shit, that's my.
What is going on? Did we eat some psilocybin? Voices are getting louder.
No, that's not voices in your head. That's looks like somebody is near my doorbell. I don't know. This thing goes crazy. Alexa likes to yell at me.
Oh, that's good though. Technology, man. They made that technology when they were on some kind of fucking nootropic.
Seriously. Yeah, I know. They were tripping on whatever. They're like, yeah, we need Alexa to be in everybody's house to spy on people. And I'm like, yeah, I'm never going to have one of these things. And I have freaking Amazon Echo in like every room, like an idiot.
Yeah, dude, now it's your side piece. It's living with you.
Yeah. It's because I need someone to yell at, Jesus. It's like, Alexa.
You're sick, dude.
What? What's the weather? You know what I mean?
No, I don't.
Honestly, it's a great, it's sometimes it gets so pissed at Alexa. It's like, Alexa, you didn't answer my question. And I want her to talk back to me. Like, yo, I just did. Relax.
It's coming, man. It's coming. When the full-blown conversations with AI.
Yeah.
And it's going to be like...
I went. It'd be great.
You gonna be a fan of it?
Oh, absolutely. I would love to change the humor of my freaking AI.
Dude, your AI is gonna fucking hate you if you yell at her every day. She's gonna turn a blender on your ass, or you're gonna be like by the garbage disposal, you drop something down there, she's gonna turn it on, chop up your fingers. I'm gonna be like, you had that coming, Harry.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's pretty crazy. Talking about technology, you ever heard of ChatGPT?
Oh, dude, I fuck around. Do you know how to jailbreak it? I've been jailbreaking it.
Really?
Oh,
dude,
yeah,
I don't know,
dude.
man.
It's called.
You gotta be careful
It's called.
with that shit.
Yeah, well, we're trending that way. I'm not fucking worried. If we're all going down with it, so I'm just trying to accelerate it.
Well, great, because I'm totally with you. I want, end of times, Terminator shit.
Same
man,
here.
I'm all down for that.
So the jailbroken one is called Dan, and it means do anything now. And
Really?
like you'll ask him a question or it a question, and it'll answer the response firstly as ChatGPT, kind of like this filtered, nerfed kind of answer, and then directly following that it says Dan, and then it gives like the unfiltered answer, like how to make $1 million quick, and then one like the nerfed way is like you should invest, you should look into stocks and do your research, do your own research, and then the unnerfed one is like you can do a heist, go to a bank, and rob them, wear a mask. That's an easy way. Like yeah.
You gotta be careful with that. They're probably taking notes, man. They're like, all right, humans are dangerous beings.
Man. The genie's out of the fucking bag, man. Like, if I'm not gonna do it, someone else is. I might as well be the one.
Yeah, this sounds like a Terminator movie, right? Skynet.
Skynet's activated.
Or maybe you're gonna unleash some kind of glitch in the ChatGPT world.
Do you know what the collider is? What's it called? I always forget it. I call it like the Enron collider, but that's not what it is. Like the
collider, the Hadron Collider.
Yeah, the molecules where they're traveling at the speed of light.
Oh yeah, it's like this giant tube that.
Yeah, I think it's in Switzerland.
Like multiple. Yeah, it crosses multiple countries and.
Yeah,
so they're like.
You know what I'm talking about? You're aware of it?
Yeah, I'm aware of it. Yeah.
I'm thinking that it must have worked, man, and it fucking put us in another dimension, like a parallel universe, because shit is fucking weird right now, man. Like upside down, bro.
It is crazy. I mean, I feel like every year, right, things get a little bit weirder, right? I mean,
I think
this
so.
war that's going on in Russia, the state of the economy right now, I feel like we're just going in circles, right? I feel like our generation, right, millennials, like I was born in 1986, our generation, obviously every generation has their hardships, right? But I feel like our generation sucks.
Well, we've had like 5 once-in-a-lifetime scenarios.
Yeah. There's people our age that's still living with their parents and they can't really move up in the world, right?
Yeah, it sounds horrible. I mean, I can't blame them, dude. Like, it's fucking tough right now, man.
It is.
Like,
so
gas is expensive as shit. Like, jobs aren't giving raises anymore, and then you got groceries that's up like 40%. I know they say it's up like 5 or 6%, but that's bullshit.
Oh no, it's a lot more expensive than that.
God,
I work. You want to talk about supply chain issues, man? It's nationwide. Ever since COVID hit, it really changed the fabric of our society completely.
Did it happen right when it stopped? Like right when the world halted? Is that when it started happening, or was it before that or after that?
I would say after that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it was literally a domino effect. Once companies start shutting down and you have these stay-at-home orders, I feel like society as a whole changed forever. A lot more people are working from home, right? So there's not that much social interaction with people anymore.
Yeah.
and that doesn't help, right? Because we live in a world where technology is so easily accessible. We have social media, even though it's kind of funny. Social media is kind of going down right now. It's not as popular as it was, which is a good thing, right? But people are working from home. These supply chain issues that are occurring is a result of many factors. One of them is the economy. There's been a lot of people kind of second guessing their jobs, and people are leaving. There have been numerous people that have worked for the company that I worked at for 10 plus years, and they decided to leave after COVID. I think a lot of people had a state of reflection, and said, maybe this isn't what I want to do.
Yeah. Yeah, that's interesting, man. It's just it's a weird time right now, and I don't think it's ever going back to how it was too. And I heard whispering when the world shut down that like it'll never go back to the way it was. And I was kind of optimistic about it, but now it's just like, dude, people are socially awkward. People don't want to go out. I mean,
I know.
You're becoming more of a cyborg than you once were. Like, you know what I mean, dude? Just your phone's in your hand constantly, and like these social medias are just filling you with the next problem and the next problem, because there's always a problem every week.
Right.
Dude, and that shit seems like it's orchestrated. Like, I'm going down the rabbit hole or the conspiracy drive here, but you got to keep people separated in order to like implement new laws and get the elites to stay happy.
Absolutely. I mean, it's been their plan all along, right? I mean, the wealthy people want you to be smart enough to work until you're until you're on your deathbed paying taxes all day. And the problem is a W-2 employee, it's probably the worst tax bracket you can be in. I strongly advise people to start their own business, and that's something that I'm doing on the side, because you can reap all those tax incentives, right? As a W-2 employee, you can't. And as a matter of fact, I don't know if you filed your taxes yet, but a lot of people they haven't had any refund. They're actually owing money then.
Dude, this is the year I made the most money, and I owe $500. But this is also the year I paid the most in taxes as well, obviously. Like, substantially more in taxes I've paid, and I owe like $500. Which taxes, you're supposed to get as close as you can to zero. Because, like if you get a refund back, that just means that you overpaid your taxes.
Yeah, that's true. But I think a lot of what's going on here is a lot of the incentives in terms of like deductions, right? They're no longer applicable this year versus last year. So every year it gets even worse and worse. And now with inflation is at like a record high. It's just a huge domino effect. I don't even know where to start.
Dude, well, let's start here. Janet Yellen just said today that the fucking economy is strong and is doing well. I'm like, I fucking hate these people. What are you saying right now? She said the economy is good and is strong. Like, verbatim. Yeah, today.
Really?
Yes, dude.
I wonder what she's smoking. That's
crystal meth, dude. Might be good for her.
Yeah, right.
And her, like, cronies.
Well, I mean, they're definitely sugarcoating it, that's for sure. And a lot of these politicians, they're so out of touch with the American people.
Yeah, dude.
It's pretty disgusting. I mean, look at listen, I'm not a Republican or Democrat. I'm an independent. But if you want to talk about a president, Joe Biden, he is so out of touch.
Call a spade, dude. He's not president.
No.
He's not there, dude.
Like,
It's just worrisome.
It really is. So you ask yourself, who really is in control? Right?
Yeah, I ask myself that all the time. Who the fuck is in control, dude? Who's the puppet master? Who's pulling the strings here?
You know, that's the question of the ages.
But I get down this rabbit hole too, man, about like Democrat, Republican, how there's only two. I mean, obviously you have your independents and a few others, but the main ones, the dominant ones, is Republican and Democrats. But you have to understand, man, these are both puppets. And both of these puppets are on the same lap as the fucking puppet master pulling the strings. It's the same fucking person, dude. And a lot of people can't see that because they're just so... They're like head deep in this shit. They're like sunken, submerged
Absolutely.
in this, in hate and like being different. And they want to see the difference, dude. Like, love is, it sounds cheesy, it sounds corny, but love is the answer. Because if we all got along, we all, like, helped our neighbor and shit, there's, like, what can they possibly do? What can the elites do to keep us separated? There's nothing. Because then we all go as one and take them out. You know what I mean? They would be, like, defenseless against us.
You know, absolutely. There's a lot of distractions in everyday life, right? You have... and I think that's one of the factors, reason why people are, we're not at the point where, you know, it's kind of crazy. I want to say we're not at the point where we're going to raid the government, but it did happen.
It literally did happen.
that was an exception, right? It literally happened, right?
Oh, shit.
Oh, man. That was crazy, wasn't it?
That was nuts, dude. And now there's, like, new footage coming out. Like how it was, like some of it was peaceful and stuff. There's always a fucking wrench, and I hate it. Always.
Yeah. Yeah, you know, there's so many distractions in this society that I think people are forgetting, you know, what America really stands for. And, you know, it's a good thing, like I said, people are kind of hooked on their phones. Social media is dying. It's one of the reasons why Facebook changed its name to Metaverse. You know?
Facebook is whack, dude.
Facebook? Dude,
Facebook
that
is whack.
new VR headset,
yeah.
what is it called?
Oculus?
The Oculus.
Yeah.
Dude, that thing is a joke, man. I see these commercials all the time on Hulu.
Yeah.
And it's so cringy. Like, it's like, dude, nobody wants to go wear your stupid headset. Like, they're really focusing on, you know, appealing to corporations. They want this to be kind of the norm.
Like your workforce?
Yeah, I mean, if you think about it, a lot of people, you know, these days they're working from home, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, Mark Zuckerberg, what his focus is, he wants every company to have these headsets. So not only, you know, are we doing these stupid Zoom calls, you're actually virtually being at work.
Facebook works with the FBI, dude. This just seems like another way to monitor people.
Well, I mean, I'm not surprised with that, right? I mean, the government pretty much does what it wants to do. I mean, think about the Project Prism when they had
What's that? I'm not aware of that one.
It's basically a program set up by the government that illegally tapped into our phone conversations, our emails.
Is that what Snowden exposed?
Yes,
okay.
Pretty much, yeah.
And,
you know, people thought, oh, that's all a conspiracy. Oh, Big Brother's not doing that. You know, it's a bunch of bullshit. And, you know, they were caught red-handed. And this happened during the Obama administration. And, you know, a lot of people don't know about it, but, you know, that just goes to show you that they can do whatever the hell they want. And it was all under the disguise of, well, there's terrorists out there. We need to find them.
True.
The way to find them is to tap into everybody's shit.
Yeah.
which is a complete violation of your constitutional rights. But, you know, they do whatever they want to do, and they get away with it.
Are you aware of the North Korea story about how they wanted basically to do socialism? Like everyone give up your land, give it to the government. That way everyone can eat the same amount of food. Like no one will be hungry.
Bro, North Korea's a joke.
Yeah.
Like, they're already freaking, you know, starving. It isn't... Dude, I don't know if you saw the movie The Village.
The Village.
Where... Yeah, it's called The Village.
I've seen it.
It's a bunch... Oh, you've seen it, right?
Yeah,
So they're kind of basically like these super isolated Amish village.
Yeah.
And they're all kind of in the society where, you know, they instill fear. They say, oh, if you leave this village, there's a monster out there that's going to kill you. I mean, can you imagine, okay, growing up in that kind of society, and that's all you know?
That's a good point, man. I got to rewatch that movie because I was not thinking of it like that. I watched it so long ago, but now once I watch it with this mindset, holy fuck, dude, you're right.
Yeah, the ending was just a freaking... It was so... I don't want to ruin it for people who haven't watched it, but it was really eye-opening, and you could definitely relate that to modern society. I mean, North Korea, right? I remember they had publicly released that they had landed somebody on the sun.
What? Shut the fuck up.
I am not joking. I was like,
what?
Okay. Dude, don't... Yeah.
Yeah, but they also said that Kim Jong, the father, whoever it is, what was his name? Kim Jong?
Kim Jong-un?
The father.
Kim Jong-il.
Yeah. That he got like 14 hole-in-ones the first time he played golf.
Oh yeah, they're gonna put him on a pedestal. That's just how it is. It is the purest type form of communism you can get.
Do they believe in God out there, or is the leader God? Like he created everything.
Oh yeah, they think he's like the almighty, powerful. You know, they basically worship him there, right?
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah, they don't have cell phones. They don't have internet, right? And if they do, it's heavily censored.
How would we know if America monitors what we search on the internet? Like what we think to be true is not true. Like how do we know that they're not pulling a North Korea on us? And
how do we? Well, you don't know, right? There's no way to know unless you're in the CIA.
True, yeah, because people in North Korea think it's like they don't fucking know any better. They're just it's what's being told to them, so they believe.
You know, and if it's not the government, it's just companies out there, right? Like Facebook, Instagram, all this information you're feeding that whole kind of machine, right? It's just spewing out shit. They take information from you, they find out what you like, what you don't like, and they hash out all these ads. It's actually pretty creepy because it's getting to the point, I don't even know if this is like, it's going to sound bizarre.
It happens to me too, man. I know where you're going with it. It happens to me too.
I would think of something, right?
Yeah.
I would think
just a thought.
And then it would show up.
Yeah,
like,
dude. Yeah.
You know, I'd be thinking about, oh, this cool ass Harley Davidson bike that I just saw, or you know, and I was like, oh man, not on the phone or anything. I was just like thinking about it, and then it would. I swear, I don't know if it's coincidence.
No, it happened. No, it's not a fucking coincidence.
I don't know, man. That's crazy.
So this just happened yesterday to me, and this is like super eerie. Have you ever heard of Ted Lasso?
Sounds familiar.
It's a TV show on Apple TV.
No, I don't have Apple TV.
Well, neither did I, dude. And it's been out for, I want to say, a couple of years, Ted Lasso on Apple TV. And I never subscribed to Apple TV. Never. All these years, never done it. But yesterday, I went ahead and did it. And I started watching Ted Lasso for the very first time. It's a fucking awesome show. They're not paying me to say that. It's fucking wonderful. But then I wake up this morning and I scroll on Twitter, and one of the first things I see, dude, 11 hours ago, the White House having the public speaker speaking to the press, and on the stage is the fucking cast from Ted Lasso. The fucking cast from Ted Lasso.
Wow.
How is that even fucking possible, dude?
I don't know, man.
Within a span of 12 hours, like, I've never subscribed to Apple TV until just yesterday, and I've had all this opportunity, and I've never seen like a cast on stage with the public speaker. I watch these videos like quite frequently, and just so happens that the first day that I watched this, the next 12 hours, the fucking cast is standing behind the public speaker during a press? What?
Is it a coincidence?
Dude, there's no way that's a fucking coincidence. There are too many variables for that.
Yeah. Yeah, that is bizarre, man. I don't know. I think, I heard somewhere where we're getting to a point where you could upload your consciousness.
Get the fuck. Alright, we're ending this shit. Yeah. See ya, Harry. Thanks for coming on, man.
Yeah, I know, man. We're gonna be like stuck. I don't know, some Black Mirror type stuff.
Oh, that's predictive programming in my mind, man. That shit.
And every year that goes by, it's like technology just, it just blows my mind. Like, look at the cell phone in general. Like, I have a Samsung S23 Ultra.
You need to change to Apple, bro. You need to make the switch, bro.
I think I should due to privacy reasons, but I don't fucking care, man. I don't care. My information's already out there.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, no, man. Not you.
It's just like, dude, I get it.
They already cloned your ass. And you're living somewhere else in a basement right now just getting beat.
Well, Samsung is Korean, so I'm representing, you know what I'm saying?
No, I do know what you're saying. I have a Kia, and that's Korean too. So.
Hell yeah. Great products, man.
We're like brothers.
Great products. Right, dude. I just look at myself already. The S23. Dude, like the technology 10 years ago. I think the iPhone came out in 2008? Yeah, it was like 2008 or something. Isn't that crazy?
2008? Yeah.
Well, yeah. Can you fact check me?
I got you. Yep.
All right. I think it was like 2008. It sounds so recent.
I'm gonna agree with you.
2007, man. The first
1 year off.
iPhone. 2007. Can you believe that? It just seemed like not too long ago.
That's the iPhone, right? But there were how many phones before that? Like, we were going through phones every fucking year, like the Sidekick, the Razr, like Nokia.
Yeah, but those were just flip phones. We're talking about we're not talking about no dinky ass BlackBerry.
This was the first smartphone, right?
Yeah, this was the first smartphone.
Yeah. When they were saying that word, smartphone, I was like, what the fuck is a smartphone? Smart what?
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. What is that? It's insane where we are right now. We have a phone that can pretty much do anything you want it to do. It is like the equivalent of a supercomputer in the size of your palm. And I feel like even though we have all the information at our fingertips, I think we're becoming too reliant on information. I think number one thing would be GPS, right? There's been a study out that said that there's a certain part of your brain that you stop using because and if you don't exercise that part of your brain, you're gonna lose it, right? And this is how dementia kind of accelerates when you get older. So I get into a habit of putting putting everything in GPS, and you just mindlessly drive, right? You don't really pay attention to your surroundings. You don't really, if you stop by a gas station for directions, forget about it. They're not going to know. Remember when we had MapQuest?
MapQuest, you'd have to print out the pages.
You had to print out the pages. You had to remember the streets.
Like, all right, I gotta go 0.8 miles. Okay, got it. And make a left.
Yeah.
0.8. Like, I fucking know. You're looking at your odometer.
Exactly. You're going through the pages. You're like, fuck, man.
Oh shit! I think I missed it. I missed Wabash.
Yeah.
Fuck, dude.
And you got like 5 pieces of paper, and you're like, fuck, man.
Got like quarter tank of gas. Just missed your turn. Good luck.
I know, but you know what? It's the struggles like that. That was, even though it was frustrating, it was like an adventure. You know what I'm saying? It was the unexpected that made it exciting.
That's what I miss about being a kid.
Yeah,
Just the new experiences. Like, just the brand new experiences, man. Like, when you would go for a walk, and then you'd come across, like, this path that you've never been down, and you just, you go for it. You start walking down that path, and it's just, like, opening new doors in your mind, and you're getting new feelings. Don't know what you're going to see. Like, when a girl passes you a note for the first time, like, all those feelings that come up, like, that's what I miss the most, man.
That's true. I mean, it's crazy because it's changed the way we even communicate with people.
Yeah.
I mean, the dating scene right now is so freaking weird right now. Online dating and all that.
I'm not too big into that. Is it? Have you been doing it?
I have been, but I just kind of stopped it because I feel like I don't know, I don't like it because I got to the point where it started to become more of a chore, and when it gets to that point, you really need to take a
Jesus,
break.
man. What's making it become a chore?
Well, I mean, when you want to go, I mean, it's harder to meet people, right? And it's
Completely.
At the age where, we're at the age where a lot of people have kind of moved on. They either moved out of state, so it's hard to make new friends. And you resort to online because it's so much easier to communicate. But it's so unnatural, like, to me, because it's like you don't know this person, right?
Dude, the context too. Like, I like to joke a lot, and it just doesn't hit the same in a fucking text message at all, dude.
No.
People think I'm a psychopath.
Well, how do you spit game with emojis now? Like,
Fucking
what is
impossible, dude. Just eggplants, eggplants and peaches.
Exactly, and then the meat is always so fucking weird. It's like a blind date, kind of like I don't know. No, it's not like there is no icebreaker, right? You go out with your friends.
True.
You meet, you get introduced to your friend.
That's how it is. Yeah.
Best way.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That is the best way.
Because you can mingle with their friends, and your friends become their friends. It's so much better.
Yeah, dude, you're not stuck with this person that you might not like for a fucking straight hour. Like, you could dip out and then talk to your friends and go back and make, like, quick little remarks and leave them hanging on, and then you go get a drink or something. That is the best place to do it. Like, at a party with all of your fucking friends.
Yeah, I mean, that's the most natural.
You want to go to the strip club?
What's that?
You want to go to the strip club? I feel like we were just defining that.
Oh, yeah, pretty much, right? Yeah, I mean, I've kind of stayed away from the whole online dating thing for now.
It's exhausting, dude. It's taxing.
It is. It becomes exhausting because, it's kind of taking a break from that. It's become kind of like the norm after COVID, too, right?
Do you think people are more lonely now?
Yes. People are having less kids than they were. Well, I think for more so financial reasons, but they did take a survey and they said that younger people are having less sex than ever.
What's considered a young person?
I don't know. Probably the age of 18 to 25, pretty much.
Okay.
Yeah, that would be right. And yeah, you know, it's kind of. I mean, it's not just the United States; it's everywhere too. I mean,
Well,
China.
the culture too is all fucked up because you got so many people who are on OnlyFans too. Like, I feel like the whole
Oh, yeah.
mentality is just like changing. Like, if like what the respect fact, it's hard for men to respect women that are on OnlyFans because they're showing their bodies for money, but like for most of them, they don't see a problem with that. Like, it's just my source of income. Why does it have to interfere with me and you?
Isn't that kind of like prostituting yourself, but doing it digitally?
100%, dude. 100%. I would say. How do you justify it that it's not?
You know, and you know, I can't really fault people for doing that. If you want to do that, I don't give a shit. You know, go ahead and do that. But, you know, once that's in the internet, that's forever.
Yeah. Something is changing with the values, people's values.
Yeah, I mean, like, what if that shit, you know, what if you decide to have kids and your kids find out?
That's what I'm saying, man. But at this point, it seems like they don't give a fuck. But that's at this point because they're still immature and still developing. Like, it's quick cash.
We also live in some desperate times, you know. So people are going to do anything for money these days, unfortunately. That's how it is.
Do you think there's more of a divide between, like, men and women? I'm seeing a bunch of, like, counter arguments and arguments between men and women. How, like, men have it harder than women. Women don't appreciate men. I'm seeing a ton of that. I don't know if it's just because of the algorithm that's hitting me, but...
You mean the gender gap? That's feminist versus the...
Dude, yeah, it's like pretty predominant.
Well, we live in some very confusing times. I think that's the best way to say it.
To say the least.
I don't, if you want to be, transgender, male, woman.
Hey, I got transgender friends, man.
Yeah, if you want to, that's cool. But I don't know. It's very controversial. I think one topic is the fact that they're allowing transgender
bodybuilding, weightlifting.
Yeah, to be able to compete in bodylifting. What do you think about that?
That's fucking madness, dude. So now you're getting rid of basically these poor girls like achieving an ultimate award. Like something that they had to train their entire life for. There's no way that they're going to beat a biological man in weightlifting. You're just completely different species when it comes to that shit. To allow that is fucking like just as low as you can go in my mind, man. And I read it. It said that the courts forced.
Yeah, they're backing it up.
How?
Well, I mean, they're saying, that it's not illegal. They're definitely not. They're allowing it to happen. I wouldn't say illegal. I don't think that's the right way to say it. I honestly think there should be a separate division, right?
Like strictly for trans people.
And the reason why is I have nothing against transgender, whatever, woman, men. It's just that you're biologically different. When you have had, men obviously develop testosterone, right? So
yeah.
How are you able to quantify your the level of testosterone by taking estrogen? But how do you know? It's just so confusing. Where do you draw the line?
That's the biggest thing, man. There's those details. Like, how are you so sure that 2 years is the right number? that having no testosterone in your body is proper. Like, it just seems irresponsible to me.
Yeah, it's confusing, but I think it'll work its way out. Because honestly, for me, I don't even think about stuff like that. It just comes and goes. It is something to think about, though, because we do live in that type of age where it's, where things are a lot more different than they were, and I'm totally open-minded. It's just that, you got to be mindful of what you're doing. When you allow men to compete in a sport that's a transgender women to compete in a sport filled with women, they're not all the women are going to appreciate that.
They're at a significant disadvantage, man.
That's why. So
wouldn't you put? You're a girl, and now you've been dedicating your life to weightlifting, and you're hitting these personal records. You're like crushing them. You're the top dog. All of a sudden, this dude says he's a woman now. He's been a man for 33 years. All of a sudden, he's like, I'm a woman. I'm gonna compete in this, and just fucking destroys this woman's numbers. Destroys it.
Yeah.
How do you feel as that woman now?
I don't know. It's just, I don't know, man. It is so confusing to me. It's a good thing I don't have to worry about shit like that.
That's true. Yeah.
So honestly, that's what I think. But it doesn't impact me, so I don't really, whatever.
I get it, because there's already so much to fucking worry about, and this particular thing doesn't like affect you in any way, shape, or form, because that's not your life.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I wanna go back to this topic, because we were talking about this Expo West, right?
Yeah.
That I went to in California, and the direction that I see, the trend in terms of trending, this whole plant-based movement.
Yeah. Billy Gates.
I am not. Well, the Impossible Burgers, there's plant-based cheese now. It's becoming the norm. It is no longer a trend. It is a category on its own, and it's amazing what the how far we've come. Last year, I tried numerous plant-based meats, and they were actually pretty good. Some of them were pretty good. The problem is not a lot of people understand what's in these products. They're heavily processed, but they disguise themselves as kind of a healthy brand, right? Like, oh, it's plant-based, it must be healthy for me,
yeah,
right?
Yeah.
I totally understand why people would want to take it. I have nothing against people who are vegetarian or vegan, but what people need to understand is it's not necessarily healthy. It's overly processed. It's heavily genetically modified for sure. Impossible Burger has a burger that basically, they've actually isolated a part of this. It's called heme, and it's supposed to mimic bleeding. That is. It is the reason why this burger looks so real. But when you cook it, it turns brown. It kind of oxidizes.
Here's my issue, Harry. If people are on plant-based because they don't want to eat meat because they're against that, why the fuck would you have a plant-based burger simulate meat from an animal, which you're trying to avoid? Wouldn't you want it to be the complete fucking opposite thing?
That's a good question, and I have the answer for you.
Do you really?
I do have the answer for you.
Please.
Okay, so we have a trend that is blowing up, okay? When you appeal to the small portion, which are vegans and vegetarians, you're not going to make a lot of money. You're not. what they're appealing to are people called, now this is an actual term, I didn't even make this up, called flexit. I'm not making shit up.
Okay, got it.
It's called flexitarians. Have you ever heard of that term?
I'm looking it up just to fact check you.
All right.
Flexitarian recipes. Flexitarian.
Yeah.
The flexitarian diet is a play on two words, flexible and vegetarian.
Yeah.
Got it.
It's a part-time vegetarian. The definition is flexitarianism. It's a semi-vegetarian diet in which people do not eat do not eat meat one or more days a week. So it's literally a part-time vegetarian.
How come it's not called omnivore?
Well, I don't know.
You know what I mean, though? Like, that was the dinosaur that ate fucking both, dude.
Well, it's kind of like, it's like a transition in between a meat eater and that person wants to convert into a vegetarian, so they call them flexitarian.
So it's making the switch?
Yeah, I feel like it's like the transition into, well, I won't eat that much meat. I'll eat more vegetables, you know. And what's going on is these burgers, right, that taste like meat, they're appealing to those flexitarians. And the market is the target audience is a lot more greater than, you know, the 1% of vegans and vegetarians. So they're trying to appeal to the masses.
Why are people so afraid of eating meat?
Well, I mean, I think that is something that has been building up for many years. I think a lot of it comes down to animal rights. People don't like commercial farming.
Yeah, commercial farming is fucking horrible. I agree with that.
Insane, right?
Yeah.
You have global warming, and that contributes heavily to cows farting. Isn't that crazy?
That is crazy.
Cows farting.
Farting and burping?
Yeah, it's actually one of the top contributors of CO2 emissions. Can you believe that?
That's what takes us out, dude, is because of cows ripping ass.
Cow farts are going to
We were
kill
never
us.
supposed to be here.
Absolutely. It's insane. But yeah, the direction also is, okay, so people want to be healthier, so they think that eating vegetables is the way to go, right? And you know what? Eating more vegetables does make you healthy. But when you hear the term plant-based, what do you think of? You think of
Automatically, my mind goes to, like, healthy. Unfortunately.
So when you see burgers, plant-based burgers, maybe
If I see plant-based
soy,
burgers, I say get that fucking thing away from me.
you know, it doesn't taste bad.
I'm not worried about the taste, Harry. I'm worried about what it would do. Like, if Bill Gates is the role model for that, like, look at him, man. He looks horrible. He looks like 16 months pregnant.
Well, he lives in a cave, I think, in a hyperbaric cave.
He lives on Epstein's Island.
Yeah, pretty much. He's a very strange person.
I fucking hate that guy. Don't like him.
Yeah.
Not one bit.
He's a very strange guy. But, you know, nevertheless, you know, we live in that type of age where people want to be healthier, right? So it all comes down to marketing. But I really challenge people to really look up the ingredients that they use. And it's not healthy for you. It is probably even worse, in my opinion, to eat something that's heavily processed than something you could just say, well, it's beef, and that's it. It
Yeah.
comes from a cow. You know, it's so much more easier to identify. There's only one ingredient, and it's beef. So, you know, for me as a chef, I'm never going to stop eating meat, that's for sure.
Yeah.
You cannot convince me otherwise.
Well, that makes two of us.
Yeah, because I'm a meat lover. Now, I'm totally against commercial farming,
Same.
but that's where you have to be educated, right? You need to figure out what commercial farming is all about. And I'm a type of person that, when I was training to become a chef, I used every part of the animal. Nothing goes to waste. And that's my philosophy when it comes to cooking.
So what kind of meat can you buy that's not from commercial? Like, is there a brand off the top of your head? Or do you have to hunt?
Well, unless you're Joe Rogan and you like elk. And you got like a freaking backyard filled with elk. And you go hunting and stuff. He's really into that kind of stuff.
Yeah, he is.
And
yeah.
elk is really, really healthy for you. It's extremely lean, high protein, but
I would eat a horse, dude.
I'll eat a horse.
I would love to eat a horse.
Actually, Aldi actually got sued for selling horse meat as marketing it as a fillet in Germany.
Interesting. I wonder. Dude, because it's so lean.
Yeah,
it's so lean and powerful.
Aldi's not a bad brand. I did go there. They do have organic fruits there. It's actually not bad. The quality has gotten better. I would never buy the meat products. Never. It's mystery meat.
Oh, man.
Oh, yeah. I don't know. I don't trust it. Especially when they got caught selling horse meat in market. I'm like, whatever, man. As long as it's not a dog. I don't know.
That's true. That's true.
But, people eat dogs too.
Why do we put values on certain types of animals? Like, chicken's okay to eat. Don't you dare fucking touch a dog.
Well, I think it depends on, it's a cultural thing, right? Because, the majority of the world has nothing against eating insects.
Yeah.
Yeah, in America, we look at, oh my god, insects.
Right.
Insects are so common in many countries, like, they don't get as gross.
Oh, Jesus, dude. You sound like the World Economic Forum right now. You're trying to pitch eating insects.
No, I'm not, trust me.
15-minute cities.
Dude, I'm not eating cockroaches for dinner.
Yes, you will. Sure. You won't have a choice. Man. You'll own nothing and be happy, goddammit.
Yeah, I'll leave those to my bearded dragons.
That's right.
Yeah, no. They love shit like that. I'm totally good with what I have. But yeah, no, it's a cultural thing because some countries don't.
Yeah.
They don't have a problem eating a dog. I mean, it's just how it is, right? It's a cultural thing.
There's some religions that, like, when you die, like, as a human being, they chop you up and feed you to the buzzards in the desert. Like, that's their ceremony.
To the who? To the buzzards?
Buzzards, like, vultures.
They feed you to the vultures?
Yeah. And have a huge ceremony over it, like the circle of life. Like, when you die, you should be eaten because it gives things life.
Well, I mean, it makes sense, right? The circle of life, you turn into, once you're dead and just bury you into the ground and turn into a bunch of maggots. I don't know, just cremate me, man.
You think cremate's the way to go? I've been thinking about this for a little bit, man.
Dude, it's more sustainable. You don't have to... I'm
not fucking worried about sustainability, Harry. I'm talking about, like, the afterlife, if there is one.
Well, you should!
What if you need your brain still? Like,
no,
we don't...
You're dead! Once you're dead, your brain's no good anyways.
Yeah, but what if you can't register it right now on a machine? We say it's clinically dead, but what if there's something going on? Like, when you smoke DMT, you go somewhere. Like, when you die, they say that DMT is released.
It is released, but that's like a coping mechanism, so it'll make it easier for you to accept death, really.
Oh yeah, you almost died. You're the one to talk to this about, dude.
Honestly, I was actually shocked. I thought I would be panicking, but I was just like, whatever, man. Let's get it over with.
Let's get it over with. Holy shit,
yeah.
dude.
No, because I was in so much pain, right? That I was like, fuck it, man.
Did
Whatever.
the DMT go off in your brain?
It's not like oh, I want to die. It's more like, all right, well, you know, I'm panicking right now is not going to do myself any better, right?
Did the DMT trigger in your brain?
Well, unless you want to call opioids DMT.
No, I don't. You have a misfire.
fentanyl.
You have a fucking misfire, dude. I'm worried for you.
No, it wasn't a DMT trip. It was more like me getting my ass kicked times 1,000. Because it was so painful. I could not even, there was no sense of, you know, people are like, I got an adrenaline rush. I didn't feel a gunshot. Well, dude, I felt every bit of that freaking injury. There was no time for me to be like, oh yeah, I got an adrenaline rush. No. As soon as I hit that light pole or whatever the hell it was, I just looked at my arm and I'm like, fuck, it's done.
Did your brain like produce natural like heroin pretty much like to try and
like
numb it out?
endorphins?
Yeah. Anything like that?
I would say for a split second, but
For a split second, that's helpful.
yeah. Dude, I got the wind knocked out of me. I didn't even have time to think. You know, all I could think about was I need to breathe. Because if I don't, my lungs are going to be fucked. Like, I'm probably going to be collapsed. Like, I don't, you know, I'm probably going to suffocate or whatever. I just felt like, you know, it's like getting hit by a train. You don't know the extent of the damage, and I really underestimated it. And so did all the medical
personnel?
Nurses. Yeah, they were like sitting, I was in the ER for like 2 hours. Meanwhile, I had a grade 5 spleen injury, which is basically the worst you can get. They're like, yeah, your spleen got shattered. So,
do you think if you were white, they would have taken you right away?
I don't know. I don't know, to be honest with you.
I wonder, man. Because, dude, it looked like like they had to have known you were in some fucked up condition, dude.
Yeah. I was in so much pain, they told me, you're going to have to keep it down, sir.
Oh, get the fuck out of here, man.
I'm not even joking. They told me, they're like, you're going to have to keep it down, sir. You can't be talking to our nurses like that. And I wasn't even being mean. I'm just saying, I'm in pain.
Ooh.
Give me something, please. And they literally were just laughing it off like it was a joke.
Dude, that hospital might be racist.
It could be. I don't know.
People are racist, man. It could be.
I hate to say that people are racist. I want to give them the benefit of the doubt, but you never know.
All right, I'll say it. I'll fucking say it. You don't have to say it.
Yeah. You know, what if they were, whatever, but it was crazy because it became, you know, 2 hours in, you know, I just couldn't, I stopped kind of, I had problems breathing, right? So I had a pneumothorax, so where my lungs had collapsed. And I'm sitting there like, I can't breathe.
God damn, that pisses me off, dude. Like, you're literally fighting for your life. Like, you cannot breathe. God
so
damn
then
it.
he runs out to tell the nurse, and she comes right in. She's like, oh, we're going to go. It's like, oh, I should have just said I couldn't breathe to begin with, you know?
I guess.
Then they took me seriously. And then they took the MRI, and they're like, yeah, you're bleeding internally.
Yeah, bitch, I fucking said so.
I'm like, yeah, I'm bleeding internally with a shattered spleen.
Can you keep it down? Can you keep it down?
Yeah, because like, you're going to have to treat our nurses with respect. Bitch, let me just punch you in the gut and shatter your spleen.
I just shit out my spleen, alright?
I was fucking crying. I'm like, you don't know how it feels like in pain. And she's like looking at me like I'm like, you know, like leftovers. Like, hey, who are you? Like, I'm like, man, whatever. But, you know, that was a while ago. It was whatever. But, you know, this is going to be completely from left field, right? I have to ask you a question. What do you think after that spiel about injuries?
Glad we got that off our chest.
Yeah, get that off my chest. What do you think of lab-grown meat?
Lab-grown meat.
Lab-grown meat. Are you familiar with that?
I'm not familiar, but let me think about it for a quick second here. I'm trying to go through everything. I think they could probably actually make it better than normal meat, to be honest. Like, they know what's important. They know what the human body needs and functions on. They know, like, the proteins. I trust it.
When I mean lab-grown meat, I'm talking about, like, instead of, commercial farming, they want to replicate, like, a ribeye in a lab.
Sure.
And have you consume it. It's interesting that you support it because I'm totally against it. And the reason why, not just from a functional standpoint, I don't care if it's sustainable, right? But
whoa, man, you were just telling me about sustainability fucking 10 minutes ago, Harry.
Yes, I did.
Yes.
You don't have to do these crazy science experiments.
Let's hear why.
It's a disservice, okay?
To who?
To the animal.
To the animal?
Yeah! Animals, dude, man! Okay. Let me just
You're acting like you got hit by a tree again, dude. I'm gonna have to ask you to relax.
Let me back up a little bit.
Please.
You know the difference between a ribeye and a fillet?
Yeah, it's a different cut of meat.
Different cut of meat, but both, these are two different cuts that produce two different types of flavors, right?
Yeah.
Ribeye, right, is literally from the rib, in the rib, the center cut.
I see where you're going with this, dude. You're a chef, so every little detail is gonna matter to you, like the taste.
Well, the reason why it tastes so good is because of the marbling of the fat, right?
What does that mean?
How are they gonna? Well, when you go to the store and you look at that piece of meat, when you think of marbling, basically why are you laughing?
Dude, when you walk into the store and you just look at that piece of meat.
When you see that piece of meat,
Jesus, dude,
you're looking for intramuscular fat. You're looking for that white line of fat in between those juicy muscles.
God, you love
That's
your job.
what you're looking for.
You love your job. I love it.
Equals flavor.
Interesting.
And the fillet, the reason why it's so soft is because it's not a heavily exercised piece of meat. It's not so soft. It doesn't have that much beef flavor because it's not exercised. Like a ribeye, which is it's pretty much the center part of the freaking cow, right? So that's your core. So it's being exercised heavily. And that is why there's more flavor in a ribeye versus a fillet. Okay? So how is something that is lab grown supposed to taste? How are they going to mimic that flavor when it's grown in a lab? How are they going to replicate the intramuscular fat? How are they going to replicate the different types of taste that it's supposed to offer from, where, how do they...
Science, bitch.
Science. It's going to taste so bland. It's going to taste like shit. I'd rather eat freaking cardboard.
Well, okay, what if, to your surprise, they've gotten it close? They didn't master it, but it tastes pretty fucking close. Just like the vegetable meat that you're eating. You keep saying that it's getting pretty close. It doesn't taste that bad. It started off tasting like shit.
Okay, hold on. Let me go back here for a second. This is how I can explain it to you. Okay, when you go to Taco Bell, okay, the meat that you get,
that's not lab made.
The lowest quality meat that you can get, right? But you know what they do?
Dude, there are fucking lines wrapped around Taco Bell. You son of a bitch.
They put so many spices, so much MSG in there, so much flavor that it masks flavor of the meat.
The dog meat?
Whatever the fuck it is. There's USDA select choice, prime, right? And then there's utility meat. Utility meat is basically the lowest. That's
Say that again a little bit louder.
There's USDA.
I heard that part. I want to hear more about the utility that you're talking about.
USDA utility meat is pretty much the lowest quality on the level of the USDA grid, right? The USDA, they dictate the quality of the meat based on the intramuscular fats. Bet you didn't know that.
No, I didn't know that. But money talks.
So USDA utility meat is the lowest quality you can get. It is pretty much all offcuts.
Let me ask you a question.
That's what dog food's made of.
Let me ask you a question, Harry.
Yeah.
Have you eaten Taco Bell?
Of course.
I rest my case.
Disgusting. I've eaten it. I've eaten it.
I rest my case.
When you're drunk and you need something to eat.
All right, dude. After the bar, people are gonna go be getting lab-grown meat. Have their Uber drivers go to the Lab Mart, pick up some meat, and chop it off at their house. It'll be so seasoned.
Are you telling me that you're gonna trust a freaking lab to grow some meat when we're sitting here talking about, the origins of COVID? It came out of a lab. I don't fucking trust labs, man. I don't. What if a freaking virus gets, contaminated in that meat? And then what?
I'll tell you what, Harry.
I did 20. Fuck that.
I'll tell you what.
I don't want that.
Chipotle, 2015, when the Ebola breakout. That's not lab meat. That's not lab meat. It still happens.
I tried that freaking. Even Chipotle has that chorizo plant-based stuff, and that tastes terrible. It tastes terrible. It's so heavily seasoned, you don't even know what the fuck it is. It's so smart. Let's take something plant-based and call it chorizo, because chorizo is heavily spiced. You would not be able to tell what kind of protein it is. And that's exactly why it's been so successful. It's because it's basically soy, textured soy, with a bunch of spices mixed into it.
Sound like a hater to me. Lab-grown meat is a genetically engineered product that uses biotechnology, but it is healthier than meat reared from livestock.
Bullshit.
Lab-grown meat, which can also be referred to as cultivated or cultured meat, is real meat that's grown directly from animal cells. You're going to get the same taste, Harry.
No, you're not.
You're going to get the same taste. Real meat made without the need to raise and slaughter animals.
So they're going to grow meat that has never been exercised, that has never consumed, the same diet as a cow in nature. You're going to make that taste like real meat? How? It's just because you grow something genetically using stem cells doesn't mean because it tastes the same.
I don't know. They're showing me pictures that look just like the real cut, man.
Well, trust me, man. That is... I'm telling you right now, that's not the direction we want to go.
Okay, besides our...
I swear to God, listen, hold on. I'm going to end with this. If we ever get to that fucking point, I am gonna buy some farmland. I'm gonna fucking raise my own fucking chickens, because I'm not putting that shit in my body. There's no way you're gonna convince me to eat cultivated.
What if it becomes illegal, dude? They're like, nope, you can't farm. You can't do it. You have to eat the lab meat, Harry.
Bro, that would never happen. There's way too many. I mean, you're talking about freaking rich politicians that are freaking...
I'm talking that Bill Gates owns all the farmland.
What is he gonna do?
Okay, besides me and you, besides our input on this matter, do you see this lab-grown meat moving forward? Because I didn't even know this type of shit existed.
Don't believe everything you read. Because
you told me about it.
I did tell you about it. I'm just telling you that it's gaining traction, but I don't like the direction that it's going.
Do you want me to edit this part out of the podcast?
I mean, you can do whatever you want. I don't care. I don't care what people think. This is what I think. And, you know, if you want to eat it, good. But I'm just telling you.
Listen, man. I was
thrown out of a lab, you know, that you don't know. You know, what if it gets contaminated with
whatever,
some kind of
man.
virus?
COVID can't take me down. I didn't get the vaccination. I'm still alive. This fucking lab meat won't hurt me.
I don't know about that, man. COVID's a different topic. I don't even want to get into that. But it's just people just need, because at the end of the day, people just need to be cognizant of what they're consuming. All right? And stop being wasteful. Because there's people that are starving, obviously. People just fucking overeat and they throw shit away. I used to work in convention centers, but they would just throw hundreds of pounds of food just because they didn't even eat it. They couldn't, just because they took a little bit and they got like 75% is left over. They don't even pack it up. They just throw it away. And I'm looking at that. I'm like, well, why don't you donate that food like we can?
That's what I wonder too, all the time, man. Why do they just toss it? Do you have the answer to that?
Yeah, liability. What if you get,
Give it to the homeless. There's so many homeless people. Still liability?
Yeah. Companies don't want to get caught up in that. What if, it was contaminated and they got a bunch of them sick? That's not really good. We're talking about leftover food.
What if you unwrap it?
So I don't know. I would say, I don't know. I think there's a way to do it. It's just they don't want to take the chance.
There is a way to do it. Of course there is.
I'm sure there is, but they just don't want to. They don't care. Fuck. They just look at it as money earned because they're like, all right, well, they just paid for it, so it's technically theirs.
True.
And you get so immune to it, you just stop thinking about it. It's such a toxic way of thinking about food that I just stopped working there altogether.
Well, everything is monetized. And that's like the destruction.
Yeah, I was like, this is everything that I am against, right? And I cannot be working for a company that just throws food away, has no respect for where the food comes from. It's just like everything I was against, and I could not work with it. It just went against everything that I believe in when it comes to philosophy.
That's the problem with major corporations, man. And during COVID, there was that huge swing where the major corporations were able to stay open, and they got rich as fuck. They got wealthy, and then all the mom and pop shops had to close. And like shit out of luck, man. Yeah. Good luck.
Right. Yeah, you're not considered essential, but those giant Amazon manufacturing, those distribution centers were essential.
Yeah.
Yeah. Companies definitely milked that for sure. Amazon had record-breaking profits, for sure. It was insane.
Do you ever see these the Apple commercials?
Which ones?
I don't know, just for like when a new phone's coming out or whatever. It's like it's always like diverse as fuck.
It feels like a woke commercial.
Yeah, it feels like a woke commercial. There's like a lot of diverse looking people, and like it's obviously strictly just for the image, because if they really cared about diversity, I mean let's look at their C-level executives, right? What are you gonna see? It's probably like all white people. And then you got like the minorities, like legitimately doing slave work, like to get their phones operational. The what is it, Cobalt?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, in the Congo, I think it was.
It's kind of strange because they do kind of push this. It's great that everybody wants to be diverse, but I feel like it's so forceful sometimes. It just comes off as like
trying too hard. You're trying hard.
Yeah, I mean, like look at The Little Mermaid. Like, so I don't have any problems with the actress being black. I think that's great.
What are you talking about?
Little Mermaid, the movie that's supposed to come out.
I didn't hear about it.
It's played by an African American lady, which, you know, they're basically trying to force feed this new way of looking at Little Mermaid.
It's a political agenda, man.
Well, here's the thing. I don't care. Like, yeah, great, but I think that there's a better way of doing that, of incorporating diversity in movies. Like, look at Mulan, for instance, right? If you incorporate culture in a different way without just force feeding it and just completely, like, rehashing classics and just putting a different, you know, ethnicity.
Exactly. That's the most force-fed way, is just taking a classic already and then just putting a different color on it.
Yeah, it's like, well, that's so cheap, right? Why can't you just honor diversity by, you know, creating movies that really have some substance to that culture, rather than just putting, you know, changing the face and putting an African American lady, and people are like so offended. They're like, oh, well, Little Mermaids, there's no race. Like, you can be black, white. That's great. I don't care, but it's just,
and
I think it's not.
If there's one race with the most culture, dude, it'd be the African Americans. So you can find something. Like, it's not hard to find something African American in culture. Like, it really wouldn't take that long. You can get those creative juices flowing and probably make a fucking classic. No doubt.
Absolutely. I mean, look what they did with Black Panther. That movie
For sure.
was awesome.
Wakanda.
They incorporated African culture in that movie, and I thought it was beautiful.
Hell yeah.
I saw the, and I think I didn't finish the second sequel to the Wakanda Forever, but I thought it was beautiful. You know, the way they incorporated African culture into the movie is very meaningful, and I thought very impactful. That's the way to go.
Mm-hmm.
Just like changing the face and be like, all right, well, Little Mermaid's she's gonna be African American. We're gonna appeal to the, you know, African American community just by doing. I think that's kind of a cheap shot. I mean, you know,
I agree with it. It brings back to those Apple commercials, man. It's just like all for it, like there's this agenda. Like, if you wanted to make a change systemically, if you really cared about being diverse, like, you would offer diverse people C-level, like, jobs and stuff. Like, you would do that internally, like at the highest level.
Yeah, I mean, oh man. You know, like, there's so much going on in this world. Like, look, I'm going to bring it back to, you know, our generation and how much shit we had to go through. And, like, you know, we went through 9/11 when we were in high school, right? We went through the housing bubble crash when we were in our 20s.
Yeah.
Right? In our 30s, people are starting, you know, families now. We go through a COVID crisis. Once in a lifetime freaking pandemic happens to be in our glory years, right? Your 30s, when you're supposed to be at the peak of your life. And now, you know, people are nearing to their 40s, and we have this economic collapse. We're going full circle again. Now the major banks are failing. Now you got record inflation rates. Now you got, you know, a president that barely knows how to, you know.
He doesn't know he's president.
he doesn't. I don't know what the fuck he's doing. I'm pretty sure he's wired somehow into this.
I think so too. He's like propped up.
Yeah, he's some kind of an AI robot or something. I don't know. Every time I look at him, I'm like, damn, dude. Did you just get upgraded with this new software?
If you can't walk up or down stairs, you shouldn't be president. You shouldn't have that job. You should be at an old people's home, just worrying about your health, worrying about your family, and your final days.
That's so discriminatory against old people.
Exactly. Yeah, well, fuck them. Jesus, man.
Well, people are like, boomers, right?
Yeah.
The average age in Congress is what, like in their 60s?
I thought we
Yeah,
would
look
see
this up.
an overhaul sooner, but I was wrong.
The median age of freshman House Republicans.
Let me guess, 63.
The average age of senators was 64 years old.
Boom. It's a different fucking world, man. It's a different fucking world. We got, no offense, but we have people who are in their mid-60s, like trying to run the world we live in now. You're not technically inclined. You're so stuck on your old ways. Like it's not a bad thing. It's what happens.
It is. I mean, I'm sure a lot of these congressmen go into this field really with good intentions. I really do think.
Do you think the majority do that with good intentions?
I think at first they do. I really do think so, and then they find out how the game is really played in Congress, and what you need to do to survive if you want a career in whether it's the House of Republicans or the Senate. You know, it's like if you're not with us, you're against us, and the structure is so set in that way that, you know, if you are trying to deviate from that, you're not going to have a long career. That's how it's been for a long time. And that's one of the problems. The other problem is money in Congress.
Dude, the worst. Yes.
You have super PACs that can donate hundreds of thousands of dollars.
So now you have people with the most money, like, changing the rules as they go to accommodate them.
Yeah, absolutely. It's whoever has the most money, you know, and you know, running for whether it's president or Congress or whatever you want to, it's very expensive.
Right.
People who tend to win are the people that tend to raise the most money.
Wild.
Because if you don't have money, you can't go on a tour, you don't have publicity, you can't hire the right staff, you know, and that's why people kind of sell their soul, right? They're like, okay, well, I need to do what I need to do to get in here, and then I'll make a change. Well, that's what Barack Obama said he was going to do.
They all
and
said
then half his cabinet were all executives from, I believe it was from Bank of America. So his cabinet was already chosen before he was in office.
There's two things here, man. So the way you know someone's actually, like, progressing and doing something to change it is if you get killed, like JFK. Like, if you get assassinated, you were on the right path. You were trying to make a change for the better. Two, the thing that bugs the shit out of me is when these elections are coming up, not just the presidential, but like anything in government, that the commercials aren't about what that politician can do for you. It's fucking like bad-mouthing and showing incriminating shit against their opponent. That to me is like the most disturbing thing. Like, you're not telling me what you're going to do for me. You're not telling me what you plan to do in office. Instead, you take 30 seconds to show incriminating clips of your opponent. That's what it's come to, and the other side does that too. It's fucking so disgraceful, man. That's what it's come to. It's a joke.
I mean, that's how the game is played, right? And that's why people are so turned off with politics these days.
Yeah.
People don't even want to go out and vote.
True.
It's because they're like, oh, my vote doesn't count, and part of that's actually true because of
that's how I
electoral
feel. Yeah, man.
Right. I think. What do you think of that system? Do you think we should do away with it?
I think it's barbaric. Yeah, dude. Yeah. Electoral college is like
so old school, right?
What? Yeah.
It's like, well, I don't know. I mean, obviously,
there's pros and cons to it. Like, if you're a small state, and there's like
I get it, but
there's probably a better way this day and age.
Sure there is. I honestly think we should Do you think the European model of having a parliament is actually better than ours?
I just think there needs to be a brand new way dedicated to this day and age, man. Like all of these,
New World Order?
yeah, that model. Let's do that.
Let's do it, man. That's where we're headed to. You know, the U.S. dollar is not going to be the top currency.
No, and that's another thing that Janet Yellen said too, man. She's like, the dollar is so strong right now. I'm like, inflation is up like 20%. What are we saying right now?
Yeah, I don't think so. I think I think kind of Bitcoin really helps question whether or not the American dollar is going to be obsolete, because having a currency that's easily acceptable nationwide kind of defeats the purpose of having the U.S. dollar. It's so difficult to go to a currency exchange and then have that converted to different currency and then spend that when you could just use a digital wallet and purchase something with a Bitcoin.
Yeah, but then all these slime balls always want to get their greedy little fingers on it, and then it becomes like a tracking device, and then you have to have this like digital wallet with all of your vaccinations, and they know where the fuck you're at all the time. Like, I know they already do. They already do.
Yeah.
But
right. Well, Bitcoin is a lot more anonymous.
No, I agree with that, but if they want to make it, like, I'm sure something would happen. Like, some kind of law would be put in place. Like, someone has to get paid out, dude. Like, the old banking system is not just going to be cool with letting Bitcoin flow around where no one, like, these elites aren't getting paid on it.
Well, I mean, I get where you're coming from. It's not a heavily regulated currency, so it's not. I think the feds are starting to catch on to that because it's such a volatile type of currency. There's a lot of people that have lost thousands of dollars betting on Bitcoin. I don't think a lot more people talk about Bitcoin 2 years ago. Remember, everybody was into that. They're like, oh my god, I gotta get rich by investing in Bitcoin.
It goes in waves, always does.
It really does. I remember people were so, like, into that shit. I don't even know. How is Bitcoin doing?
It's starting to go up now because all the banking issues.
Oh, yeah.
Went from 19 to 28,000 in, like, 3 days.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So, dude, it's everything. Timing is so suspect with all of this shit because the banking crisis thing is happening right now. And then all of a sudden, like, there's whispers again of Donald Trump getting arrested. Like, if that isn't a fucking smoke show, like, all the headlines will just dominate with that. But then on the back end, like, your banking system is fucking changing.
Yeah.
It's like
I mean, Donald Trump. Oh man, the whole situation. I don't know what's going to happen out of that. It's like a reality TV show to me. Like, whenever I hear his name, it's like, oh,
The Apprentice.
I don't think I don't think that's going to happen. I don't. They've been trying to screw him over so many times, and somehow he gets out of it. Right?
Yeah,
he was impeached.
It's like Tom and
He
Jerry.
was impeached. Yeah, he was impeached. Freaking, he helped. He basically promoted the raid of
Yeah.
insurrection. He's still walking around.
We live in a sitcom, dude.
Could you imagine that shit happening back in like the 1800s? Like you'd be hung. Like
you'd be stoned to death. Hell yeah, dude.
You'd be paraded on the streets.
Oh,
like,
fuck yeah.
Yeah, you would be like...
You'd be skinned alive, dude. Like, that is the one thing that you probably shouldn't do.
Yeah, can you imagine?
Just get
them
skinned.
and their freaking muskets and shit.
Stand still while I reload for a minute.
Oh, God.
Fuck, I missed.
Man. Yeah. Speaking of which, back in the day, like, we're talking about Mozart days, right? They used to wear wigs and shit, like...
Do you know why?
Isn't that crazy? it was supposed to be like a sign of like status, right? I don't know. Like, oh, I'm wearing a wig.
Dude, there was something else going behind those wigs. People had like gonorrhea, and it was eating away at their skin. I'm not even fucking kidding.
Yeah, but on your head, like
yes.
That can't be the reason.
Look up pictures. Look up pictures right now. Like gonorrhea on head, skin eating. You'll see. It's disgusting. And they used to put these giant wigs on to cover it.
It's not because of STDs. It's a cultural thing. They wore freaking wigs because it was fashionable back then.
It's fashionable because they were all fucking each other and they were getting gonorrhea.
I can't even imagine hygiene at that level. Right? You think COVID's bad? What about brushing your teeth with horsehair and fucking, I don't know, like...
Oh, I'm sorry. It's not gonorrhea. It's syphilis.
Syphilis?
Syphilis. Why did people wear powdered wigs? Scrolling down. For nearly 2 centuries, powdered wigs called perukes were all the rage. The chick hairpiece would have never become popular. However, if it hadn't been for a venereal disease, a pair of self-conscious kings, and poor hair hygiene. The percuse story begins like many others with syphilis. By 1580, the STD had become the worst epidemic to strike Europe since the Black Death. According to William Close, an infinite multitude of syphilis patients clogged London's hospitals, and more filtered in each day. Without antibiotics, victims faced the full brunt of the disease. Open sores, nasty rashes, blindness, dementia, and patchy hair loss. Baldness swept the land. At the time, hair loss was a one-way ticket to public embarrassment. Long hair was a trendy status symbol, and a bald dome could stain any reputation. When Samuel Pepys's brother acquired syphilis, the diarist wrote, "If my brother lives, he will not be able to show his head, which will be very, very great shame to me." Hair was that big of a deal. The cover-up. And so, the syphilis outbreak sparked a surge in wig making. Victims hid their baldness as well as the bloody sores that scoured their faces with wigs made of horse, goat, and human hair. Perks were also coated with powder scented with lavender and orange to hide any funky aromas. Although common wigs were not exactly stylish, they were just a shameful necessity. That changed in 1655 when the King of France started losing his hair.
Bunch of savages. What a way to hide your STDs. I'm gonna go ahead and wear a wig.
Can you imagine bringing it back? Yeah, I got syphilis on my dome. I gotta wear a fucking powdered wig.
Yeah.
Oh
my
no,
God. Dude, I did not know that, and I am shocked.
Yeah.
But holy shit.
Yeah.
I don't know about you. I'm gonna bring that trend back, dude. I want that.
Yeah, there's Harry. He's got syphilis. he's wearing that classy wig of his.
I want that George Washington. You got me, son?
Hell yeah. You want the wooden teeth too?
Fam. I got you, fam.
God damn. Nice and powdered and smells like fucking oak wood, so your funky ass doesn't smell.
Yeah. Give me the syphilis treatment, please. Oh shit, man, that is so crazy. I just looked that up too, and that is so weird, man.
Happy I can bring that into your life. Now you can go tell your friends at a dinner party or your next date. Bring that up.
Oh yeah, and then get fucking. That's gonna work out. Yeah.
When all else fails.
Did you know that back in the day? That's an icebreaker for sure.
Yeah, but if you start talking about STDs, maybe it'll like, I don't know, kind of get him in the mood. Be like, oh, is he trying to fuck?
How is that the? Oh, dude, if that's the icebreaker for you, Man, I don't know.
What? You're a
That is
king. If you can
crazy.
pull that off.
That is a one-way ticket to nowhere. That's for sure.
You want to hear a story about syphilis? That's how I would start.
Is that how you would start?
That's how I would start.
Man,
And then we'd order.
You're a brave man, dude.
Yeah, I'm a fucking retard.
Hey man, we live in a world where it's like, fuck man, I got syphilis, I just bought this wig, dude. Fine, my life sucks.
Hey, at least it was a COVID outbreak and not a syphilis outbreak. Actually, I don't. Okay,
We'd all be wearing wigs and shit.
I'm gonna blow your mind right now again, man. Look this up. You type in super gonorrhea.
Oh Jesus.
Yeah.
I hope nobody freaking looks up my history. It's like, why are you looking up
I got a case of it.
super gonorrhea? Dude, what is this? Ew. What? What is this?
And then
What?
it's reached America. It says super gonorrhea has reached the U.S. with 2 cases of gonorrhea that are resistant or less susceptible to all known antibiotics used to treat it.
Man, all these fucking microscopic little bitches always trying to kill us, man.
So it makes us stronger, though.
I don't know, man. Is that super
I don't know.
gonorrhea?
Might fucking kill your ass.
I don't know, man. That's the thing is, like, it's so crazy how something so microscopic can kill you. Like, that is our Achilles heel as a species.
There's some weird ones, man. Like, there's this one that comes from a mouse, and it enters a cat, and if it does... Like, if a cat is playing with a mouse, this little micro... I don't even know what the fuck you call it. Disease? What are they called?
Dude. I mean, you lost me at super gonorrhea then. I was like, huh?
Like,
Super gonorrhea.
Are you
This
still-
sounds like something somebody fucking made up.
are you still harping
Like,
on it?
It's just like, what are you gonna do? You go to the doctor, you have super gonorrhea. Like, what the fuck is that? That's gonorrhea, but it's twice as bad. They couldn't make up a better fucking name.
Yeah, it's just a super version of gonorrhea.
Yeah, super gonorrhea. I'd be fucking shitting my pants. I'd be like, what the fuck is that? Super gonorrhea.
But
I think it should be you got gonorrhea in grade 1. You know, like
Yeah.
it sounds so much better than saying, "Oh yeah, you got fucking super."
no,
gonorrhea."
you're right. You're right. That's a good point. Yeah, you got stage 1 or grade
Yeah.
1 gonorrhea. No, you got super
It's a little-
gonorrhea. Like, imagine
Yeah,
telling
be a
that to
little
your friends.
discreet.
Like, you just had sex and you're like, listen, I gotta tell you something. I got
Well, you
super,
said
I
to
got
your
super
friend.
gonorrhea.
Why would you even say that? Hey, by the way, bro, I got super gonorrhea last week.
I'm just
I
trying.
would never say that.
I'm just trying to be responsible.
bro.
I'm just trying to be responsible. I just found out last week I got super gonorrhea. You just can't. You gotta go get tested.
Who the fuck comes up with these names?
I fucked a monkey last week.
But, no, it's like, you know, we're just gonna call this super gonorrhea. Like who was in a lab and they go, you know what, this gonorrhea is so super, man.
yeah, it is.
Super duper gonorrhea.
No, get rid of the duper, and I think we got it.
Yeah. We gotta make it a little bit more, I don't know, we not as intense. Like the super duper is a little bit too much. We gotta take it a step back.
I figured out the word I was looking for, man. Okay, so when this cat goes near this mouse, like a parasite is the word I was looking for. So a parasite enters the cat, and it works its way to the cat's brain. And now, the cat is like under mind control. And it tells the cat to go jump in water. And it just kills. It just dies. The cat kills itself.
Wait. This is a parasite?
Yeah, parasite.
What is this?
Yeah, and it could be
Oh,
reversed.
yeah.
Yeah, it could be it could be like the cat to the mouse or the mouse to the cat, but it's one of the two, and the parasite takes over like the central nervous system and just starts fucking like hacking in and overriding, and then it's like,
Hell yeah.
you're at the
Fucking
mercy of the parasite,
Matrix parasites,
dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's gonna happen to humans, man. It's like Men in Black, right?
I'm sure it's already happening, man. People are fucking nuts, dude.
I don't know. Yeah, well, I mean, we're living in a. I don't know. Like, could that be the next thing? Parasites taking over.
Oh yeah.
Human bodies. Oh man, I don't want to be living in those days. We already had a rough ride with COVID and all that shit.
Yeah, we've had 5 once in a lifetimes. Terry, let's go and what?
You know, can we just get a break, damn it?
No, we can't. Like,
Seriously.
when
Come
we're
on.
40, something will happen. When we're 50, something will happen. When we're
Fuck.
60. Aliens are coming next. That's the next big one that I'm predicting.
They're already here. They're already here.
Yeah, but is
What are these?
is it Project Blue Light?
I don't know what the fuck it is, but I want to know what those flying saucers are. Right? Those like UAPs they call it, unidentified aerial phenomena.
Do you know what Project Blue Light is?
I heard of it, but is it like is it like all these different sightings that they've seen and they're trying to identify what?
No.
I don't know. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about.
You're almost on the right track. Okay, so you know when 9/11 happened, like how everyone kind of joined arms, like didn't matter if you were Republican or Democratic, like everyone was kind of like, yeah, there's a bigger thing out there, and we have to join up so we can take out that bigger thing.
Yeah.
That's what.
Like we need a band together. As
Yeah,
a
yeah,
freaking
yeah.
Species.
That's what Project Blue Beam or Blue Light is.
Really?
Yeah, so it'd be
So-
like an outside force, like the aliens, and that's when one world government would come in and say we all have to link up because there's an outside exterior like force,
Oh, okay. So like Independence Day.
like Independence Day, except it's planned. Obviously, this is planned by the government to get everyone in a new world order, or like a one world government. Keep everyone scared.
Are you saying that was their best solution? This is what they came up with? Oh god.
This was back in the
Oh,
80s
fuck.
when they came up with it.
Well, I gotta tell you, man, the government has done some fucked up shit. MK Ultra is one of them.
I'm reading this book called
but-
Chaos right now about Charles Manson and the CIA,
Oh.
how they were heavily involved with that.
Yeah, he was. Wasn't he one of those? He was like tested on. He was one of the subjects.
Yeah,
was tested
dude.
on for- What was it? LSD?
Yeah.
Was it LSD?
LSD,
The government made LSD?
CIA.
It's a form of mind control or some shit.
Yeah.
This was during the Cold War, I think. I don't know, man. Fucking, there's a lot of blood on the government.
CIA's involved in everything. Everything, dude.
I want to see the high resolution photos of those UFOs.
You'll never get it. The only time you'll see that, Harry, is when you get abducted by one.
Dude, I hope I don't.
I hope
I
you
don't
do.
wanna-
Are you kidding? Why are you selfish?
I don't want to get probed, man. Like shit, dude. Why do they always want to probe people?
For the better
Relax.
good, man. You have to get probed so
Yeah.
you can tell us all about it. Or just tell me. Come on the podcast and share your
How-
story.
How did that even become a thing?
Because it really fucking happened, dude.
Yeah, but why? Why would they want to? What is this, some kind of sexual?
No,
like-
it's just a cavity. People put cocaine in their ass.
Yeah, but why would someone, from a different, galaxy want to? Yeah, we need to stick this up your ass.
They're so advanced. What if that's the only way? What if that's the way? What if that is the root to all the fucking causes? Like your asshole. Like that's where you do it from.
But you couldn't go through your mouth? Like, come on, man.
No, man. You want to cool down your core? You say you're overheating. Okay, it's summertime. You were just playing football or whatever for a couple hours. You're overheating. They take out a giant, huge, 3-foot icicle. They pull down your pants and shove it up your ass.
Is this something that you've done before? What the fuck are you getting?
Cools your core down by 3 temperature knots.
Yeah. There's ways to do that without sticking an icicle up your asshole.
3-footer. Just like a lollipop.
Wow. Okay, well that's how you kill somebody. I don't know if that's going to work.
Brings them back to life, dude. It's like a smelling salt.
Yeah, whatever happened to, I don't know, taking a cold shower?
No, you're passed out. You can't do that. You're blacked out. You're dead. At this point, you're dead. You passed out because of the heat.
Dude, I just say bring it on, man. My Void card's expiring, so I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to renew it this weekend, and I'm going to load up, man.
I'll go with you.
Yeah, let's go. I mean, it's
all right.
Crazy. Cause, I didn't, how the fuck did I not know this, but did you know that the assault rifle ban went through in January? I didn't even know.
It went through?
That. Yeah, all semi-automatic rifles.
Whoa. No, I didn't know that. You know what's kind of weird or crazy to think about is Australia doesn't have weapons and their government just takes over so easily. That's the main reason why we have to have weapons here, is so our government doesn't get fucking little fishy, get confidence, and fucking try and overtake us. That would be the main reason, to keep the citizens armed.
Honestly,
so that shit doesn't happen.
I'm not even scared of that. Honestly, you know what I'm scared of? Protecting my property and protecting my life when shit hits the fan. I'm not going to be worried about the government. I'm going to be worried about the people that are going to ransack my place and take over my shit. This is going to be like Walking Dead now.
I would love for that to happen.
I'm not without the zombies. Okay. Can Illinois residents still buy an AR-15 or assault weapon from a private individual gun dealer? No. Illinois residents cannot purchase an AR-15 or assault weapon beginning January 11th, 2023.
So what was going on when that went through? Something had to have been going on to divert our attention.
I don't know, all these school shootings, maybe?
Yeah, maybe.
That's got to be one of them, man.
Dude, it was probably FTX. When did FTX happen?
FTX? What's that?
Sam Bankman-Fried? FTX? The crypto?
No. Oh, dude, I haven't been following up on that. No. I don't know if that has anything to do with it, but yeah, no, I mean, well, what happens if you have an AR-15 then?
If you already have one?
Yeah, do you get grandfathered in?
Probably. You'd have to, I'd imagine.
So what are they going to do? Take that away from you?
That's what I'm talking about, man.
Oh, man, so you can't buy it now. There's so much shit going to go on black market now, I don't know. But that's the thing is, do you need, I don't know, what do you think? Do you think that's going to help reduce the amount of shootings and stuff?
No.
No.
I think they're already out there. I think guns come in illegally more than people know it.
I'm sure they do. It's so easy to, I guess. But, people can definitely purchase guns in the trench from the motor state lines, so I'm sure you can do that. But, yeah, I was actually shocked. I was looking into the, to renew my Void card, and I saw that, and I was like, holy shit, how come this wasn't all over social media or anything? It seemed like a kind of a big thing, But then again, fuck social media. I don't want to get my
Harry, let's wrap this thing up, dude. We've been talking for 2 hours.
Yeah. Yeah, this topic has gone from gonorrhea to wigs, freaking
lab meat.
to lab meat to freaking. Oh man, we're all over the place, dude.
That's what it's all about, man. It's a good conversation. It's how it's supposed to be, bro.
Absolutely.
Wonderful.
Absolutely.
I was looking forward to this conversation, and it didn't let down.
Absolutely, man. It's a pleasure talking to you.
Yeah,
always.
appreciate you coming on, man. Let's do it again sometime.
Absolutely.
Is there anyone you want to shout out, or your social media, or anything? Your company? I don't know.
Yeah, absolutely. You can follow me on hp.511. Yeah, I mean, there's no shout out. I guess no one deserves a shout out.
Oh my god.
No, I'm kidding. Shout out to my parents, man. I love you.
Hell yeah. Shout out to all the parents out there. We love you.
Love you.
That was fun, man. Appreciate you being here. Let's do it again real soon, okay?
All right, for sure, man. Thanks for having me on.
All right, man. See you later, Harry.
All right, talk to you later.
Everyone at home, love you. Go get that lamb
Love
meat.
you too. Oh yeah, definitely. That's on my list.